My lords, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome back to Railway Empire 2 and the continuation of the Railway Mania scenario playthrough. As it stands right now, we're at 84% completion rate on the scenario as a whole, and we're now into the home stretch of this scenario, and we can see the remaining tasks that we have to complete in front of us now on the screen. As we mentioned in the last episode, one of the advantages of the current task list is this final task here of connecting 13 cities to our rail network. It is something we are very much in control of, which does mean we can sit on that for a little while if we want to get these ones completed first to make sure we get as much points as possible from the optional tasks. So this is a real added benefit here. So this is one way you can game the system almost if you're looking to maximize your score potential. When you do have a task that you're completely in control of and it's influenced directly by your actions, and you can always sit on it while you wait for some of the more background, if you will, tasks to come through. So that's the current intention. We'll see how it goes. We can see we're up to 11 million company value. We need to get that to 30. So we've still got some work to do on that front. Other than that, we have to buy the Chester and Holyhead Railway, which to do that we need the concession rights into Wales itself, so that will be quite expensive. And we need a weekly balance of 350,000. As it stands, we're at 125, so not doing the best in terms of profits, although we are making money, which is the main thing. So today the plan is just to let things run for the most part. We have started snapping up some of the local industries on the map. We have this corn farm down here at Higgins Farm. We have Douglas Logging. We also picked up the farm at Wensley Terminal as well. And I think it's worthwhile picking up one or two extras as and when we're in a position to be able to do that. Because if we're able to get utilisation out of those industries, that is going to help contribute towards our overall company value. This one right here, Burn Estate, level 4, so it probably is quite expensive, although 455,000 isn't bad for that. But this one would be an ideal candidate, because not only are we shipping from the industry, but as we can see here, one of our competitors, they're also shipping from the industry as well. So we should see decent utilisation at Burn Estate, and for under $500,000 for a level 4 industry that has 2 connections, I think that is a pretty good deal. Other things we could look at doing, and I think we did touch on this in the last episode, is picking up this wool farm right here. That's Banks Breeding, because Carlisle does have a textile manufactory within its confines, and those textiles will be consumed by both Liverpool and Manchester. So if we were to purchase this, we could in theory also purchase a textile manufactory, and we could set up some lines from Carlisle to both Liverpool and Manchester. We have the Liverpool one set up already, but it is set up as an express line, as we can see, so we would need to change that to handle freight as well. And we'd also want to do one into Manchester, and that'll get us a lot of utilisation out of both the wool industry and the textile manufactory that we have in Carlisle. Just out of curiosity, how much is the cloth manufactory? Okay, that's quite expensive. Yeah, 1 million. Well, let's start by purchasing this, because I believe this will be quite cheap. Oh no, look at that, 800, well yeah. That's why, isn't it? We've got full utilisation. So we might just have to sit on that and hope that the utilisation drops off somewhat in the near future. In the meantime, what we'll do is this service here, we will now edit this and we'll change it to automatic. We'll increase the amount of trains, and I think we'll run a more suitable train, perhaps the Rhine, and we'll also, yeah, we'll get 2 of them like I said. That should start getting some of the goods flowing out from Carlisle, and likewise some of the meat, for instance, from Liverpool can start to flow up to Carlisle. Manchester will sit on that for a little bit. We're up to almost 500,000 now. Let's see if the price for this has changed. In fact, it's dropped down a bit. So I think we will take advantage of this and pick up this corn farm. There we go. Only paid 281,000 for that. And as we explained earlier on, because we have not only our service but also a competitor service picking up from this corn farm, that could be quite a handy little boost to our finances right there. What about you down here? Now you're at full utilization, so you're going to be quite expensive. So what I'm going to do now is just basically keep an eye on some of the utilizations of the industries nearby. For example, this one, it's dropped a bit, as we can see, and we are picking up from this cattle ranch. Well, there we go, look, there's a balance of 350,000, so we jumped up quite a bit on our weekly balance. So that's perfect to see. That's another task taken care of. Going back to the industries, the two that I would like to buy are these ones here. The fruit farm at Edwards Farm, but full utilisation. It will cost a lot, 1 million. And Bradley Estate, but again, full utilisation. So almost 1 million there. So we're just going to have to keep an eye on these, and maybe that one there, because that does get good utilisation periodically. At the minute it's in decline, as we can see, and it is something that we are tapping into. We're supplying a couple of cities from this one. We've got sugar going to Birmingham and sugar going to Liverpool from this station. 481,000. Maybe we're better off saving and getting access into Wales, but we shall see. Again, just coming back to Carlisle here and just checking. Now see, we've run out of wool here, so we will see this utilisation drop off, and we can, no, in fact the price hasn't subsided yet, it's still 1 million. We've now got enough research points to get Le Continent, the next locomotive, so we'll pick that up, and that unlocks these three here, although this one is hidden behind this one. And just have a look what we have here. I don't think we'll get any of those three along the bottom. By and large, quite a lot of the remaining technologies that are on this era are not the sort of thing that we'd really be overly interested in. Now we have a connection bonus here. What's the price for that? 230, and it's on the rise. So we'll pick that up nice and cheap. That only costs us 118,000, and the connection bonus that we will get from this will pay for itself. So almost a free industry in some respects. So let's build our station here, give them the maintenance depot, and let's run a line into Plymouth from this station. And let's do that. Yeah, let's do this. We'll double track it. I think we're going to have one train running down here, but we'll double track it anyway. And can we get a supply tower in somewhere down here? Yes, we can. Nice and simple. Let's get a new line then from O'Connor Terminal into Plymouth. That wool is needed in Plymouth, so this is a decent little setup right here. Let's go for a minimum of 4. This is freight only, and this is wool to Plymouth. Let's see what train it wants us to use, or what it suggests that we use for this. The G&M American, okay. 56,000. As soon as he gets into Plymouth, we do know that we're going to get that connection bonus. Some of our services are in danger, but that's not a massive concern. Let's see, how's this industry in Carlisle performing now? Nah, we've missed the boat on this one. The utilisation has jumped back up, as we can see, and there is a bit of an inertia with the asking price. And there's our connection bonus from O'Connor breeding into Plymouth, which is great. How is the industry in Plymouth? Let's get that as well. And there we go. So we'll make money from the wool and from the manufactured textiles. And what we can do, and I believe what we will do, is between Plymouth and Bristol we'll now double track on the passenger side of things, and we'll run another service that just goes between these two cities, because will there be demand for wool here in Bristol? I don't know if it's large enough. Not for wool, beg your pardon, the textiles. Let's have a look. Are you large enough? Yes, you are. So then we can make money shipping the cloth that we are producing into Bristol as well. So that's a worthwhile little thing to look into. So we'll do that. 212,000 to do so. So we'll pay for that. Let's get the signals in position. We have a supply tower here. We've set that up for the wool service, but we'll give them a second supply tower over here. And now we can get up this system between Plymouth and Bristol. It'll be automatic. They can take mail and passengers as well. And locomotive G&M American, okay, 56,000. So we're gonna have to wait just a little while to pick this up. Would we want 2 locomotives? I think more than likely yes, with a view to having one at each station at any time. I'm not sure if they will space themselves out like that, but that's the logic behind it. So we'll get the 113,000, which shouldn't take us too long. We're up to 110-ish right now. There we go. Now, if I had the money, I'd probably consider picking that up, because we could feed the corn into Plymouth and make some money off that, but never mind. Let's see. The station in Bristol, I'd like to rename it. We are that one there. So let's rename that to Bristol Temple Meads. I believe that's the correct spelling. Maybe wrong. Right, so how are we doing elsewhere? Things are chugging along quite nicely. Ah, here we go. You're starting to drop off. We'll see about that inertia, how long it takes for the price to reflect the drop off in productivity. What about you? Your back's still at full, so you'll be over 1 million at this point, I dare say, so we'll not even bother investigating that. Our cities over here, well, they were still growing. Manchester is still in growth. Liverpool not, and York is not. Once we get into Wales, I think we'll get some logs brought in from Meacham Logging into Liverpool, and possibly not York. It would be a little bit convoluted to run the line over there. Likewise, getting it in from Douglas Station up to York would be a little bit convoluted as well. So I'm now just kickstarting the auction for the corn farm near Plymouth. That's the one what came up on auction that we were in no position to bid on. Now we've accumulated a little bit of money, we are going to pick this one up as well. I think we paid roughly the same price they were asking. Maybe we paid a little bit extra, but it's not the end of the world. And then we'll just run a simple line between those two. We'll just run the one train here, so we won't bother double tracking this. Do we have a maintenance shed? Yes, we do. Okay. And then we want a freight line from Manning Terminal into Plymouth. Leave with a minimum of 4 coaches. And this is corn to Plymouth. There we go. And locomotive G&M American, just one of them. Freight only, 56,000. Yeah, I know it's going to run on untracked or unsignaled track. That's not a problem. Not intending on putting anything else on that line. Like I said, research is not much left that overly interests me. So I'm not going to make a beeline for anything. We'll just sit on it and check back periodically. How are you doing? So you're still dropped. So yeah, we can see the asking price has also eased off somewhat. What about you? That's not the right one. Cloth, there we go. No, still full utilization. This one still interests me. Oh, we've already bought it. Never mind. What an idiot. Yeah, these two definitely do, but we're in no position to be able to afford them right now. I'm just doing a quick tour through all of our currently owned industries, and if there's anything where we're struggling to keep up with demand, then of course we'll see if we can expand the size of the industry. But I think right now we're doing pretty well. We might want to expand this one to level 2 for 337,000. Get us extra production, of course, especially because we are shipping, I hope we're shipping, the cloth out into Bristol. Let's see, there's where is, oh, there's one. Yeah, we are shipping that cloth. So Birmingham has grown to 90,000, which is really nice to see. York's going to start needing lumber to produce the tissue paper. Could we run in from Douglas Station? Well, I think we could. And the way we would do it is we'd perhaps bypass around Birmingham so we don't have any hold-ups at New Street. Connect back in, and then maybe do that bypass little, or the more direct bypass. I believe I mentioned this in the last episode. Just running a straight line here. And that would mean any trains destined for York, they wouldn't be getting in the way of our trains that might be destined or originating, pronounce it correctly, from the city of Manchester. What's going off with these two? I guess they were just getting repaired, and we've got a bit of a hold up here, but nothing to be overly concerned by. Right, well, we just got up, so we can't do that. Never mind about that then. Yeah, I think we'll pop in this more direct bypass. So at this corner here, we'll just run a nice straight track that connects into there. We've got an 8% gradient on this one, so we probably want to adjust that where possible. There we go, that's a lot better. So if we set this up, our existing fleet to York should reroute themselves automatically. Let's get the signals in place. And we may as well put a supply tower along this route as well. That's not a supply tower, that is. There. And that should free up this track for just stuff destined for Liverpool or Manchester. And it'll get our trains in and out of York a little bit faster as well. Do we want to bypass Birmingham? Well, I think we would have to. Well, what we would have to do is just something like this, if we can get it in. No, we can't. Okay, so what we'd have to do then is this instead. Or not, because it won't let us do that. Okay, let's just demolish that then and try that again. There we go. The reason why we've had to do that is initially we'd be coming into platform 3 at Birmingham New Street, and there's no way to get onto the outbound tracks up to the north. So now what we can do is activate a second platform. Oh, we already have 2 platforms activated. Oh, that's Oxford. Idiot. Yes, activate a second platform here. We'll have them run parallel for a bit before joining together like this. And let's just find the sweet spot here. There we go. Oh, of course, you're being awkward there. We'll just have to stagger it a little bit. Doesn't look the best, but it'll work. So with that, what we can now do is align from Douglas Station. Make sure you're on platform 2. Let's say 4 as a minimum. And you're coming all the way up to York. And look, you're using this new bypass bit. You're switching over here so you can actually pass on through Birmingham New Street, so that's good. Your freight only, just the 1 train I think will be enough, maybe go 2 actually. And we'll call this Wood into York. And that'll feed that tissue paper industry that York has opted to build there. And that'll help keep York growing, which is dangerously close to 100,000 as we can see. Manchester and Liverpool, there or thereabouts. Birmingham, yet again, very close. Is there anything we could bring into Birmingham to push it that last little yard over the line? Let's see. Well, corn is in short supply. And yeah, we could run up from Higgins Station, because we do own Higgins Farm, so we would make money off it. But what we'd have to do is we'd have to put a bypass here over the Thames, and I'm not sure if that's going to be possible. No, it's not liking that, is it? So we might just have to sit on that. What we've got here, connection bonus. How much are you costing now? You've come right down in price. Let's pick that up. There we go. And again, the connection bonus won't pay for the cost of the auction, but it will be pretty close to recouping our costs. What about you? How are you doing the cloth industry? You're still at 100, so the chances of picking you up are very, very slim. Not to worry. We can still get the wool being brought in, because it'll still get used by Carlisle. We're just not going to be making the money from the industry, which is a shame, but it's not the end of the world. And I think what we'll do here is we'll actually activate a second platform at this stage in Carlisle. So we're going to have to pay a little bit extra, the extra 50,000 of course for the new platform expansion. But it does mean we're not going to trip over the other services that we have coming in and out of Carlisle, which is sometimes very much a price worth paying. So let's get that. Get the signals. We'll need a supply tower. May as well give it one that all 4 lines can access. And then let's do a service from Bank Station to Carlisle. Freight only. Leave with a minimum of 4. G&M American 1 train. It's only a short run. And this will be wool into Carlisle. So let's confirm that. That'll give us a little cash boost here from the connection bonus. While waiting for that, I'm just going to go through a little tour of our industries again and just see how we're looking on the utilization front. And again, is there anything that we want to think about expanding the size of? Not just yet. We're pretty good, I think. And there's our connection bonus. What about you? No, you've dropped off now. Is that just because there's no extra demand now? It could well be. Not to worry. York is growing again, which is fantastic. Birmingham is not, however. Maybe we could give them a second production industry ourselves. And I'm thinking perhaps it's not tissue paper, but if we give them the paper mill, we already own this industry here. So that would be quite nice. Have they? Oh, they've just built a. Well, that's. Did they build? No, they built a weaving industry. So we've missed the boat there. We could pick this up here. It's going to be fairly cheap. There we go. Because getting a line from here and then tapping into this line from Douglas Station is going to be fairly straightforward. So that's going to be the plan for this one. So, well, I didn't want the weaving industry. I would have preferred to put something like like I said, the paper industry, the paper mills. It's not the end of the world. We can still make it work for us, as we can see, hopefully, here. So let's connect in like this, and we'll keep it far enough away from the platform that if we have a train waiting here, it's not going to get in the way of the trains from this wool farm that are wanting to head into Birmingham as well. So let's get our signals on. Not like that, like that. May as well give them a supply tower down here as well. Grain farm near Holyhead. I don't think we're going to be picking that up. So let's go new line then. McNamara stop to Birmingham. Freight only. Usual setup, minimum of 4. G&M American 1 train. And this will be wool into Birmingham. That, I don't know what I was trying to spell, but it wasn't Birmingham. 56,000, there we go. So we'll make money, or we'll profit from that because we own the industry as well. Just making sure these industries down here, which are quite low level, are still coping with demand, and it looks like they are. What about you now that you're also exporting to York? Maybe think about expanding you. It's fairly cheap to do that. Right, that's an interesting research. Decrease in consumption of the consumables by the locomotives by 5%, so we'll pick that up. Anything to keep them running that little bit longer. So York has now hit 100 and we've capped out, so we need the university, but I'm not going to bother with that because I'd rather have the boost from the library. As long as we're over 100,000 we are happy, so that's good. So I think it's going to be a race between York and Birmingham as to who hits 100,000 next. York, what we could put in in Liverpool, don't know why I said York, we could put a fashion industry. That'll help supplement this industry right here, which obviously we're making money off the back of due to owning the wool farm at Bank Station. 500,000 however, so we can't afford to do it just yet. But I think that's a worthwhile venture. We do have the train from Carlisle to Liverpool already set up, as we can see right here, and it is bringing in the cloth. Maybe the AI will be tempted to put the fashion industry in themselves. We'll see what happens there. If we get a chance we will do it, if not hopefully they will do it themselves. And again, just another quick tour through everything here to see if there's anywhere that we're not keeping up with demand at our rural businesses, but it looks like we're doing pretty good. So we don't need to worry about spending the money on that just yet. I'd rather wait or use the money to pay for the fashion industry in Liverpool. And we're not a million miles away right now. I think it was 445,000. Let's see. 545, I was 100,000 short. But again, we're getting pretty close to that, as we can see. And this is the one we're going to want because it's going to, like I said, complement the industry that we have in Carlisle, or that is present in Carlisle, which is going to help boost the demand for the wool at Bank Station, so we'll make money there. So hopefully we won't miss the boat like we did down in Birmingham, although we were able to improvise and adapt to the changing industries in Birmingham without too much issue. There we go, we've got the fashion industry. So that's good. That's very, very good. How are we doing on our tasks? So we've managed to increase our company value by about 6 million this episode. Not really fast enough for my liking. I'd like it to go a little bit better. We still need to get into Wales, of course, if only to pick up this line here, the Chester to Holyhead local line, which we need to buy out. And of course at some point we need to connect to both Swansea and Holyhead, and of course Cambridge over here, which is sat idle at the moment, just to make sure we do complete the task in good order if it looks like we're not going to hit that 30 million company value. What about you? Could we pick you up? 200, that is very cheap. Just hoovering up all these local industries can boost your company value, so that's what I'm going for right here. So Liverpool and Birmingham continue to be on the cusp of 100,000, annoyingly short, but they are close. Okay, so I'm just going to do a final tour of the industries for this episode, see if there's anywhere that we need to boost our industry level, and so far we're pretty good. These are the ones right here. These make us a lot of money if we could pick them up, but oh, that's very cheap. Oh, let's get that. Last time I checked Bradley Estate it was over 1 million, so if we can get there quick enough. We need to get the money in before the price rises too much higher. 324 still at the moment. Hopefully we can tip that pretty quickly and pick that industry up on the cheap. There we go. Because in my experience, when I've been checking off camera, this is usually around about 1 million, 1,200,000. So that's a nice little pickup right there. What about you? Again, you're quite cheap actually. Although I don't think we've got the time in this episode to wait to get to 400,000, but never mind. So we'll just continue cycling through our industries, see how we're doing. you need expanding quite badly. Again, not be able to do it this episode, but that's something to make sure we take care of in the next episode. Okay, so what I'll do then, I'll pause it here and we'll have a ride, and I think we'll go from McNamara stop up to York this time. So the train's just arriving, it might take a little while to load up. Nope. So yeah, we'll pause it now and we'll hop on board. Okay, so we're just leaving McNamara now, heading up to... Oh, we're going to Birmingham. Oh, I forgot. I thought we were going to York. I don't know why I thought we were going to York, but never mind. We'll go to Birmingham back then, because the trains tend to go quite fast on the ride-along view. So I hope you've enjoyed the episode and you're continuing to enjoy the playthrough on a whole. As always at this point, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters, whose support is absolutely fantastic and deeply appreciated. So thank you very much indeed to you guys over there. For now, ladies and gentlemen, all that remains for me to say is, as always, take very good care of yourselves. It's ta-ta for now.